Good evening, everybody. This is Yonks with REtoken DAO. It's our weekly community call. It is Wednesday, August 4th, and hanging out here with Marcus Turner and Rosetta Davis. Good evening. I don't know if you got your mic fixed there, Rosetta, but wanting to go over, we had a very positive DAO working group the other night as we are working here. The vision with REtoken is to, we really believe that real estate tokenization is going to be the next big thing, not only in crypto, as far as really bringing a lot more market capitalization, as far as, because right now, most of the cryptocurrency is utility tokens, not backed by real world assets. And a lot of framework has been laid over the last couple of years to move things further along. And that's one of the things that we're really positioning our REtoken community to learn more about how to tokenize real estate, because we really believe that that will increase the opportunities for more people to participate, not only on a hyper-local basis, but potentially on a global basis. And hopefully that will bring about more opportunities for the equity situation to increase. So I know that I'm a big fan of creating win-win-win situations, and wanted to go ahead and let Marcus introduce yourself. Go ahead, Marcus. Did you get your mic fixed, Rosetta? All right. So I see that. Okay. So I'm going to just keep on going here. So the outcome of the DAO working group, we were actually taking a look, and I'm going to switch my screen share over here to this other window. So one of the things that we got done last night was we went through the process of exploring Snapshot and looking at deepdao.io. And I'm going to go ahead and do a refresh on this. This is a great dashboard to take a look at various DAO ecosystems. And for those that aren't familiar with a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, we're creating REtoken to be community owned and operated through this decentralized autonomous organization. A week ago on Monday, July 26th, we actually registered REtoken DAO under Wyoming's brand new Dow LLC law. And this here is some of the top platforms that are utilized. And we were actually taking a look over here at Snapshot, and we got to the process over here, and we came to this realization when going through the process that we need to have some sort of governance token. So in the interim, we're looking to utilize Vakdani to provide, and I'm not logged in on this window right now, but we're looking to get more hands-on with the proposal process, and then utilize that to finalize here later this month on our operating agreement. And then the DAO framework will be the software that we'll utilize to run this community that we're creating to support real estate tokenization. And I saw that Teresa hopped on. Did you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Teresa?
Hi, my name is Teresa Kennedy. I'm over on the East Coast. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thanks for that, Teresa. And just wanted to switch back over here. So the outcome of the DAO working group is that we're looking to utilize Vakdani as an interim solution while we're finalizing on the tokenomics for like the governance aspect. And one of the things that we also are wanting to do is have more conversations on what we want this community to look like, so that it could be an organically growing community meeting the underlying objectives. And that's one of the things that we're going to do via next week's DAO working group. So if that's something that you're interested in, reach out to myself or Teresa on whatever social media channels that we're on. We've got our information here. And right now we're looking at the Trello card for tonight's agenda. So the other thing that I mentioned is that we have the Dow Operating Agreement, and that's one of the things. So we've got the software, the Dow framework that we're looking to utilize, and then we have the Operating Agreement, which will really provide the other legal aspect to, so that one of the things that we need that for is to open up a bank account. Because even though we are, and that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about next week during our working group, is what we want this community to look like. And one of the things that super excited with, Teresa and I are going to be co-hosting a podcast. Marcus and I were talking about a potential guest before you hopped on, Teresa, that did you want to talk a little bit more? I think I made some notes of this here, Thomas Cox, and you want to provide a quick recap for Teresa on that opportunity there, Marcus?
Yeah, I'll also provide a recap for the reporting as well. Thomas Cox was recently, he was, I would say most famous for in the crypto space is he was the governance chief officer for the framework for EOS. And so he took a lot of work and a lot of pride in creating the governance side of it. Some of the suggestions they used, some of the suggestions they didn't, as it goes for every organization. So he really thought about some of the things that they decided to go through, and it was a big turn in what was happening within the crypto community of this idea of governance. He now struck out on his own, and he's now consulting or speaking about governance. One of the things that he is really interested in, and one of the programs that he's been involved in, is the IEEE governance working group on that side, which is focused on all the other like big overall arching side of governance. He's been involved with the EOS Alliance and a few other things within the blockchain community as far as governance. But yeah, this is a big passion project to him. I can I can either do an introduction via LinkedIn or just give you his LinkedIn information and you can follow up. But I think it could be somebody that could be good for. He's not very active on Clubhouse. He's active on LinkedIn and Twitter, or seems to be his places, or Telegram, mainly Telegram. But those are the places that he spends a lot of his time as far as working within the community.
Yeah, that would be great. Appreciate that, Marcus. So one of the other things that we did last night that was pretty fun was I did do some initial funding from an OpEx standpoint into REtoken DAO's MetaMask account. And we actually got the Ethereum naming service for REtoken DAO.eth. And that was actually one of the requirements for getting the snapshot organization set up a little bit, was needed to have the reverse in place. And here was actually, I'm going to copy over this, is in the Brave browser still showing, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is one of the things that we were, boy, the Gwei gas is high currently for Ethereum right now. So anyway, these were some of the actual transactions that we completed during last night's DAO working group. And one of the cool things about the reverse is it actually translates that very long Ethereum address into a commonly utilized name. So that was kind of fun watching these transactions with the Ethereum naming service. And I'll just bring open another tab on that real quick. Ethereum naming service. And I've just barely myself started learning how this is utilized. Like one of the things that is that provides some additional capabilities, and I haven't really looked into this a little bit, but 3Box Labs, one of the projects that seems pretty exciting that's coming down the road is ceramic. And I'll share this stuff on the Slack group as well. I don't think that I did that yesterday. But yeah, these were some of the transactions. And then over here, like this was actually something that I was wanting to do, was launching this app and bringing up REtoken DAO. So one of the things that we did last night was we actually got the, we put in the snapshot entry here, and that's where we need to decide on what we want the tokenomics. So that's one of the things that we'll be doing next week again during our DAO working group. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the calendar over here. So this is the Trello board that we're utilizing for tracking all the tasks related to launching this community. So let's do the DAO working group here for Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we operate very transparently. So the community calls that we host here on Zoom and make those available on YouTube. And then that's the only one that we record. The working group isn't recorded. And if you'd like an invite to that, and we also have our Clubhouse coming up here on, do we have that one scheduled, Teresa? Do you know?
Do we have what scheduled?
The Clubhouse room for next Tuesday.
Let me check. You mean, is it already on the calendar?
Yes, correct.
No, it's not. I can create it now.
Awesome, thank you, Teresa.
Which one?
So that would be August the 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern time.
I'll make all of them for the next 2 weeks. How about that?
Spectacular. So we've been hosting a Clubhouse room, and that's where we have a lot of conversation, connect with other people.
August when?
So Tuesday, August the 3rd.
Oh, okay, that was last week. That confused me. It's actually the 10th.
Oh, yes. Man, time flies.
And that would be 11 a.m. Eastern time, correct?
Correct.
All right, done.
And then the one on Friday would be August the 13th.
Mm-hmm. Marcus, would you like to moderate, or Rosetta?
I believe I could be available. You said Thursday?
Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday afternoon at 11 and Friday evening at 6.
Friday evening is probably a no, but I can do Tuesday.
All right, I'll put you down for Tuesday. I think it's really exciting that Miami launched their coin yesterday. Sorry, I'm digressing.
No, yeah, we had some solid conversation on Clubhouse about city coins on Tuesday. Jalen Nelson was on there talking quite a bit about the city coins, and then we had some interesting conversation to see what that's going to look like. So it's going to be fun to watch that develop. I'm not too familiar with the City Coins project myself, but it's on the list to research more.
Jason, on the talk for Tuesday or Friday, do you think that we should title all of them the same thing? I'm kind of thinking that we should change up the titles a little bit, since we have the club is already named Real Estate Tokenization. Do you have any particular topics of agenda that we should go over next week and dedicate that time for those particular topics?
Um, one of the things that I think that would be some good conversation in preparation for the working group on Tuesday is just kind of gauging, because like one of the things that I have been leaning heavier towards is the investment club. So it would be interesting to hear what people's experience is with investment clubs, just kind of what their thoughts are when they hear investment club, if they have some idea, just to kind of like gauge to see if it's something that people can get excited about. And I'm just thinking out loud here. So that's because that's what really wanting to focus the working group on that evening. And I think that that's a good opportunity, you know, to bring in some people that want to have more conversation about that topic. And that's one of the things I'm going to be creating a wiki page for, or maybe a Google Docs. We can figure out which makes the most sense. And I think Ryan was actually suggesting that Google Docs. And then like one of the things I think just from when we brainstorm and then when we kind of like finalize the brainstorming, maybe move it over to wiki. What do you think about that idea, Teresa?
Sounds good to me.
So I'm going to add in here agenda, gauge people's experience and interest surrounding investment clubs. And I think the thing that's pretty exciting about the investment clubs, from what I've seen, most investment clubs are more geared towards stock investing. And I think that there's a huge opportunity with us doing real estate tokenization to obviously gear more towards real estate and then also crypto. And as you know, Teresa, I am very interested in figuring out a path to proof of concept for this crypto house. So that's one of the things that is on my desire to, and I know that Teresa, you're a fan of the community gardens, and it's one of the things, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but that's a topic of interest with Roderick, who's also engaged there from Guam, as far as creating some type of sustainable farming situation to support the island there in Guam.
Mm-hmm.
That CityCoin project is very interesting to me. I'm interested in seeing how it goes and how it develops. But when I think about CityCoins, I kind of think you have to do decentralized IDs first.
What do you mean?
So identification that you are a citizen of that location, and some of the perks that can kind of come along with that, like going to a park, public transportation, developing a wallet, and then kind of build out a tokenization strategy in addition to that. That to me, for a citizen, knowing that person is a citizen, knowing that person can go wherever they need to go, outside of driving with this decentralized ID, those are the things that would interest me. So I'm very interested in listening and hearing how this approach was, and how they're going ahead and working with government to be able to do that. I just went to their blog and just kind of looked at a few things about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was in the CityCoins Discord server, and I was trying to understand, because there was a little bit of conversation, I thought, from Jalen in Clubhouse about CityCoins and CityDAO, and I don't know if those are related at all, but let me actually switch the share to Discord, because I'm actually got that up right now. So those people that aren't familiar with Discord, and Marcus mentioned Telegram. So Discord and Telegram are two of the increasingly prominent chat communication tools for learning more about various crypto projects. And that's kind of a good way to gauge the activity of a particular project. And this is just the CityCoins Discord here, and you can see that there's a decent amount of people on. Like just online, there's 125 people, and I don't know if it shows how many are offline or not. So what is that? Over 500 people, and there's me. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch how that's implemented and is rolled out. And I haven't even read any of the tokenomics or any of the surrounding information on that myself.
He said they're operating as a DAO as well, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Right.
super. That's one of the things I don't know how the governance or the technical. I'm very unfamiliar with CityCoins project.
Yeah, I'd have to run into try to see if I can find a state representative to actually speak about that.
And I just noticed here, I was checking when I stopped my share here real quick, saw a couple people join here. We have Darwin and Amelia's iPhone. I don't know if you would like to introduce yourself. I'll give you a minute and before I start rambling again. I'm gonna switch my share back to Trello.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Darwin. I'm Kennedy. I'm Teresa's husband. I'm joining just to support tonight and learn more about what is being worked on. So thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for showing your support, Darwin. I have to say that Teresa has been absolutely phenomenal in all the efforts that she has been doing. It's really made it a lot easier for me to be motivated as well. So I want to thank Teresa for all the efforts that she's put forward, and super excited that we're going to be launching a podcast here. That's been something that I've been wanting to do for a long period of time. So excited to go down that journey with Teresa as a co-host for launching the REtoken Real Estate Tokenization podcast.
That's awesome. Thank you both so much. My husband got me a light for my little studio area. My son has a nice microphone I can use, and I've got a new computer, and I'm almost set up and ready to go for it.
That's so exciting. I mentioned, Teresa, that we're hitting the road tomorrow, and I haven't even unboxed the brand new iMac that I'm looking forward to, because I think it's the one that's got the chip that actually Apple made, compared to like my MacBook that I'm using now has an Intel chip on it. I think it's called the M1, but my geekiness as I get older continues to wane a little bit. But it'll be interesting setting up a interim shop while we're in the Midwest, visiting Tyler's family, and super excited too that we've got that networking opportunity coming up here next week. And that's one of the things that we decided to position ourselves with REtoken, because we're super excited about creating this community here, REtoken, that we believe is not only going to empower people with the technical capabilities that blockchain provides, but also I believe that we're going to be a catalyst for disrupting the real estate industry with blockchain technology.
I agree. That's awesome. All right, so for our meeting today, yeah, thank you. I was going to ask what was on the agenda so I can keep on track to know what it is we're going to be discussing.
Yeah, the other thing too is we're wanting to do a better job talking about some of the opportunities that we have available. So one of which is the social media channels. So I want to go through some of the milestones. So this here again is our public Trello board, and I don't know if we have a link on our site. That's one of the things that I'm going to take some time here this weekend to assist with Teresa as far as getting cleaned up. But we do have, it's right here is the workspace, and we do have this REtoken. It'll probably look a little different for somebody that just comes to this website externally, and because we have two boards. The one that everybody can see is the one that I was just on, the REtoken DAO. So going back to the agenda that we have here for tonight, we went through, we talked about the upcoming events, and we've got so one of the things too that's important, if somebody is interested to be added to these very open and transparent working groups that we have, and the focus here for the one coming up on Tuesday evening, and that's one of the things that we discussed earlier, Teresa, was focusing on the conversation there in our clubhouse room on Tuesday. And that's to, again, focus on what we really want the community to look like here, because we're right now in the month of August, we're working towards finalizing the founding members. And that's one of the things that's super excited to work towards here as we're creating this real estate tokenization REtoken community to, again, proliferate the knowledge base for cryptocurrency, and then also how blockchain is going to disrupt. So the other thing here is that we've got some milestones, and like the one that was pretty exciting that I already talked about this a little bit earlier. So it looks like we're going to be utilizing Vakdani, and I'll provide some.
Can you go to that, Jason? Vakdani.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think I'm actually logged in on this right here. So let me do that.
Darwin, are you already familiar with what a DAO is? Just so I know you're going to hear this term repeated frequently, I want to make sure that you understand what we're talking about.
No.
So a DAO, it stands for a decentralized autonomous organization. And it is a way that an organization, a corporate structure, can be organized that makes the governance of it more vertical. You can use software tools where members can vote instead of having like a CEO and a manager. And you can also institute smart contracts where certain things happen at certain points. And it can kind of change the way corporations are run. Wyoming has recognized decentralized autonomous organizations. And the DAO that we have created, REtoken, standing for real estate tokenization. REtoken DAO, there it is right there. We incorporated, Jason went ahead and took care of that for us on July the 26th, 2021, with the Secretary of State in Wyoming, New Jersey, in Wyoming. And we have not yet uploaded our forming members, and we will add that to the corporate documents once we finalize who wants to be the founding members. So if you'd like to also be a founding member, you can as well, and we can list you on there as a founding member of REtoken DAO. So we've already issued it. What do we have now? Did we get the EIN?
No, I think that that's something that I might actually complete here after I stop the recording, if anybody else would like to watch that process for those. And want to be very respectful here. We're going to make sure that the community call doesn't go over an hour, but sometimes we like to hang out. And like on this case, that's one of the things that's been on my list. And I love taking the time that is on the calendar to get some things knocked off. But yes, so that's something that we can conclude after we stop the recording and conclude the community call if you'd like, Teresa.
Okay. All right. Is it set up as an LLC or an corporation?
Yeah, so the Dow LLC law, it only allows for an LLC.
LLCs, okay.
Yeah.
So it's incorporated as an LLC through the state of Wyoming. And it'll be structured as a decentralized autonomous organization, which is consistent with principles of blockchain technology. And right now we are working on basically the project management plan for implementing corporation. And we are in the phase of developing the requirements for implementing this project. And we are gathering our requirements right now through the next few meetings. We started that, and also we started a little bit on our timeline. So we're trying to look historically at other decentralized autonomous organizations, operating agreements, and how they run and function, so that we can have some guidance in creating the requirements that we need to implement our decentralized autonomous organization. The operating agreement is something that we will also put on file with the Secretary of State in Wyoming. So our first order of business is creating our operating agreement and determining who our founding members are. And we have a Slack channel. We are using Trello and Confluence. And as we go through this process of establishing the company, we are also participating in a project through a nonprofit organization called Fibri, and submitting to have a property tokenized. I have already submitted a property to be tokenized, and it is in queue. And the team for REtoken DAO is still soliciting applications to submit a property to be tokenized with that organization. So we'll have a use case of tokenized property under our belt, and we'll have a corporate structure set up. And if we win the challenge, we will have a platform in which to tokenize. If we don't win the challenge, we will create an alternate platform in which to tokenize real estate. And so for this meeting today, we are setting up our future meetings on Clubhouse that we will have where we talk about real estate tokenization. And we will also be going over, what are we going over? Where's the agenda?
The main thing
our last
Tuesday
meeting
is,
on the requirements.
Yeah, for the main thing on Tuesday is just really taking a step back and open it up and brainstorming what we want this community to look like. That the underlying goal.
Oh, no, I was talking about today, Jason, not Tuesday.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I was letting him know what we're doing right now while you were getting it together, but I think you got it, so I'm done.
No, that was a great backstory to kind of provide some additional. And I was bouncing through some other tabs. Like this is open law. This is another DAO framework type of deal that has some smart contract capabilities, and that's one of the things that is pretty exciting. Like the one that we were looking at is Snapshot. and again, that's one of the reasons that we're going to take a step back and really like kind of brainstorm, figure out, you know, because like the podcast is potentially a revenue stream for coming into the community. If we decide to go in the direction of an investment club, charging a monthly due is something that could, you know, contribute to the underlying revenue for the company as well. So this is one where we went through, and I don't know if it'll even show up right now on REtoken. So yeah, I haven't gotten far enough in the process, but that was where I was showing earlier on the screen with the snapshot. So that's going back to the agenda here for tonight. I think that I've really covered everything that I was wanting to do. Just to circle back here, like we've been increasingly adding some social media channels, and those are best captured right now on this Trello board over here. And unfortunately, my time is a little thin. So this is an opportunity for people that love to engage on social media, that would like to be a voice, whether that's retweeting, and opportunity to reach out to myself or Teresa. Like I created a LinkedIn community or company page the other day, and most of this stuff doesn't even have any imagery on it. And I know that I saw that the logo that you had for the podcast. Let me go over there real quick on this, Teresa. And that's something that I am not gifted at, is the graphics art. And this is the one that I am quite comfortable with using, and for the podcast. So did anybody have any questions? I wanted to open it up here for some questions or some thoughts from anybody else here real quick. Well, I'm going to take the silences that we covered everything. Did you have some closing thoughts, Teresa?
I am still multitasking and creating the chats on Clubhouse, and I want to make sure that I don't forget anyone that should receive a ping as a moderator. Did you have anyone specifically that you want me to add in here, or does anyone in this room want me to add them as moderators for our conversations on Clubhouse?
I think Marcus said he was good for Tuesday, but not Friday, if I remember that correctly.
I got him on for Tuesday.
Awesome.
I'm not sure who Amelia is. Or Jason, if you had anyone in mind from our previous conversations that we needed to include. Back, there was a guy, the developer, said that Tuesday was too early.
Good evening.
Hi, Amelia.
I don't know how to use this app, so I was kind of hesitant to talk, but I was with your Tuesday Clubhouse chat, and my name over there is Amy Lou. Amalia is the name my mom gave me. So
can you put your @ in the chat here so that I can, are you following me where I can add you?
I really don't know how to do that. How do I do that?
Do you see a box that says chat? I don't know, are you on a computer or a cell phone?
I'm on a cell phone.
Okay, there should be like 3 dots that you can click to open up more options, and there should be an area where you can click to chat.
Three dots, okay. Okay. Okay, so what do I need to do?
Okay, just type in your your username for Clubhouse.
I have to look. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I think I have Amy in my clubhouse, which is, I had it short. Okay.
So while we have you, Amelia, would you like to introduce yourself and maybe tell us some things that you liked about the conversation that you listened to?
Yes, when you were all talking Tuesday, and I'm also doing something right now, but I was intrigued and I wanted to learn more information because I have attended the Opportunity Zone meetings, and our project is solar farm in communities. And I just wanted to see if it could be done together, because I also wanted the community to participate and actually own the project itself in the future. Of course, we may need venture capital money coming in, but because it's an expensive project. But I'm just piecing things together that I could use to make this project viable. That's where I'm coming from.
All right, thank you for joining us.
And my phone is almost out of battery, so if I get off, I'll be in the meeting, what, Friday? Is it Friday, or when is the next meeting in Clubhouse?
Tuesday at 11 Eastern,
Tuesday.
and
Okay.
Friday at 6 p.m. And okay. Amelia, if you don't mind, I'd like to stay in contact with you. You can back channel me at Seshet on Clubhouse or message me on Instagram, where we can have more in-depth conversation outside of this recorded call.
Sure.
Your project. I'd like to know more about your project.
Yeah. That would be great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've got her contact information, Therese, under the REtoken DAO too. It's Amy Marcella on Clubhouse, correct, Amy?
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
Jason, is there a fee for using Voxani that we need to add in the budget?
I don't believe so. There's not been, and I don't know what it looks like after we go through the voting process. So that's one of the things that, you know, I'm wanting to, and I don't think I've actually got this tab over here, is to get more like on what it looks like to actually create a proposal. So because normally there's like some sorts of transaction fees for recording something on the blockchain, but I don't know enough how Voxani is structured to be able to speak on that. But we do have 0.22 Ethereum right now to use as some runway. And that was something that I gave a little OpEx for REtoken DAO the other day.
Okay. The other DAO tools, Aragon, DAO Stack, DAO Haus, Haus, and Llama and MyCo. Will we be using any of those software tools for DAOs?
Right now, until we get, so we've got to take a step back and get the tokenomics figured out, as far as, because all of these platforms, except for Voxani, utilize some sort of governance token. So that's what we need to determine. And that's one of the things that we can talk about here, start having some conversation. I have no expectation that we're going to get that finalized. And that's something that Voxani does have they on their main page, and let me see if I can show it over here. I think I'm actually logged in. Let me see if it'll log out.
Okay.
So over here, yeah, I'm logged in. Let me see if I can log out real quick. Okay, switched my share over here to Firefox. Is it showing up right now?
Yes.
Okay, let me. So is the Vakdani.app showing up?
It is now.
Yeah, so this says that it's free until October 15th, but I don't know what it looks like when we start doing the proposal. So my expectation is that October 15th is more than ample time for us to decide on a governance token and have more understanding, because we've got, like, one of the important milestones that we've already got a date for is the operating agreement, and having some more conversations as far as really getting some consensus on the vision, and then creating a sustainable and scalable community that we can all be proud to stand behind is, I think, something that we can have conversations with kick that off next week, and then carry those forward based upon how those conversations unfold. So one of the things that I'm personally going to be doing is increasing my personal exposure on investment clubs, because one of the things I like about investment clubs is that there's already a long history with the SEC as far as really defining what an investment club is. And when we're looking at, like, playing, if you will, for lack of a better word, in the crypto space, and I think Gary Gensler just yesterday referred to the crypto space as the Wild West. And I think most people that are aware of what's going on would largely agree with that sentiment. So that's one of the things that I think, taking a step back and, like, operating within the defined parameters for an investment club, and then really utilize this while we're getting the process dialed in, because I really believe that the tech and the underlying, there's going to be multiple ways to tokenize real estate, and looking at what those are and understanding the cost basis for those, and not just because there's various aspects of projects, like, we've mentioned a little bit Crypto House, which is a proof of concept project that I'm wanting to bring to market, and Amy has the solar farm, which is, again, something that she's looking to raise capital for. So having these different opportunities, whether it's the REtoken Community Investment Club, as far as creating some network effect there, but just, again, taking a step back and inviting other people to have a seat at the table during this entire process. And then not only that, but create a framework where people can continue to have a seat at the table while we're expanding the network, and then creating a framework where we can expand globally, but still operate locally, which I'm super excited to have more conversations about. So anyway, I wanted to, did anybody else have any final thoughts before we, I'm looking at the time here, again, wanting to keep this to an hour. We're hosting these community calls Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, currently doing that via Zoom, and we can send out an invite, send myself a DM on some platform. I'm at Yonks on Twitter and on LinkedIn, and Team Yonks on Instagram. And Did you have any final thoughts, Teresa, before we close the recording? And again, I'm going to keep this Zoom open. We're going to, for those people that want to hang out, we're going to go through the process. We're going to grab ourselves EIN from the IRS after stopping the community call recording here.
No, I just want to thank everybody for staying engaged as we learn and grow together in this new way of governance and creating opportunities for ourselves through real estate tokenization. I am going to tweet out the rooms that we are going to have on Clubhouse through my Twitter at Teresa V. Kennedy. That's THERESA VKENNEDY. You can also find me on meetup.com for real estate tokenization meetup group, and on Clubhouse at Seshet. And I will get the information out to keep everyone connected to know when we'll be having these conversations. Every conversation that I've had on Clubhouse and even through our own meetings that we have, Jason, I'm always meeting people who have so much value to add, and I'm learning so much. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to engage in this way with other like-minded people looking to create opportunities in real estate where we can fund projects that we're passionate about and love and have wanted to see manifest for decades for me. I don't know about everyone else. So I'm looking forward to see where this goes. Thank you.
Thanks, Teresa. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.